Good afternoon, my name is Amelia. I'm going to be working 3 problems using 2 different abacuses. I'm going to start out with a base 5 abacus. I'm going to flip it over. On this side you can see the place values and the base number at the bottom. I'm going to start out with our base 5 problem of 2,234 plus 1,434. Now this is a little different than base 10. We have 125th place, 25th place, 5th place, and 1's place. So we're going to start out by adding 2 to the 125th place, 2 to the 25th place, 3 to the 5th place, and 4 to the 1's place. Now we need to add 1,434 to this. In order to do that, we're going to have to do some regrouping. That way we can not go over our base 5 value. So we're going to start out with the 1s, and we need to add 4. We only have 1 at the bottom, so we're going to have to regroup our 5th place to get the amount that we need. So we're going to add our 1 bead. We're going to regroup the 5th place and add our 3 remaining beads, giving us 3 in the 1's place. Moving on to our 5th place, we need to add 3. Again, we have 1 bead we're going to add. We're going to regroup from the 25th place and add 2 beads remaining to our 5th place. Moving on to the 25th place, we need to add 4. So we're going to add our 2 remaining beads. We're going to regroup, and we're going to add our 2 remaining beads to the 25th place. Moving on to the 125th place, we only need to add 1, which we don't have to regroup for that. And that gives us a grand total of 4,223 base 5. Okay, now moving on, we're going to do 2 problems using base 10. Same scenario, there's just a little bit more beads to work with. So I'm going to flip it over. Now this is our place values at the top, our base number at the bottom. We're going to start out by doing the same thing, except this is just called differently. We're going to do 8,524 plus 6,386. We're going to add 8 to our thousands place, 5 to the hundreds, 2 to the tens, and 4 to the ones place. There's our 8,524. Now, in order to add 6,386 to this, we're also going to have to be doing some regrouping here. So we're going to start out again with the 1s, just like we did with starting out with the 1s in the base 5. We're going to have to add 6. So we have 6 beads here. This gives us a total of 10. So in order to clean this up and make it look nicer, we're going to regroup it and add 1 to our 10's place. Okay, now we're going to move on to the 10's place value. We need to add 8. We only have 7 beads here. So we're going to add our 7. We're going to regroup our hundreds and add our 1 remaining bead. Okay, now we're going to move on to our hundreds. We need to add 3 beads. So we're going to add our 3 beads. Now no regrouping needs to be done here, and we have 1 bead left over. Moving on to the thousands place, we need to add 6. We're going to add our 2 remaining beads. We're going to regroup and add our last 4 remaining beads, giving us a total of 14,910. Okay, we're going to clear this out. We're going to do a subtraction problem now. 5,621 minus 4,857. So we're going to set it up just as before by adding 5 to the thousands place, 6 to the hundreds, 2 to the tens, and 1 to the ones place. There's our 5,621. Now we need to subtract 4,857 from this. Same situation, we're going to start off with our ones place. We're going to subtract 7. We only have 1, so we're going to have to do some regrouping here. Instead of adding 1 bead, though, we're going to subtract 1 bead from our place value that's next to it. So we're going to subtract our 1 bead here, regroup it by taking 1 from the tens place. Now we're going to subtract our 6 beads. That leaves us with 4 in our ones place. Now we're going to subtract 5 from our tens place. We only have 1 bead. So we're going to take 1 from our hundreds, take our bead from there so we can regroup, and take 4 beads from our tens place, leaving us with 6. Now I need to subtract 8 From our hundreds place, we're going to subtract our 5, regroup from there. Now we're going to subtract our last 3 remaining beads. Now, moving on to our thousands place, we need to subtract 4 beads. Well, we don't have to do any regrouping, so this leaves us with a grand total of 764, base 10.